Is the correctional profession right for you? The absolute answer to that question is no! Run for your life! If you value your sanity and your serenity, don't... What? Yeah, okay, but... I'm sorry, they want me to be serious. So you're thinking about pursuing a career in corrections, and you're wondering, trying to decide if you should apply. Like other inquisitive individuals, you have taken to YouTube to quench your thirst for knowledge and understanding. Too much? I don't know what you want me to say. So you're sitting on your couch, in your underwear, searching for a stable source of income, security, a recession-proof way to provide for your family, or your kids, or your cat. And you came across this channel and thought, this guy looks like a reliable source, a wealth of knowledge, an oasis of information in the wastelands of the World Wide Web. I'm really none of those things, but since you're already here, you might as well stick around and subscribe. Please, I'm begging you, subscribe. Honestly, it's hard to tell. To forecast if this profession will be a good fit. A solid choice. Something you should pursue. Is it something that you can even do? See, I don't really know, and neither do you. But I can tell you that very few of us, of correctional officers, chose this path, this profession. Nobody really grows up aspiring to be a correctional officer. And that's why I say you don't choose corrections, corrections chooses you. Too deep? At this point, probably. Let's just stick to the script, shall we? Look, the correctional profession is a profession unlike anything you've ever done. It's an ever-changing and extremely challenging environment. It takes a truly special person to work inside. I did a video a while back offering you 5 things that you really needed to know before becoming a CO. And it was a good list, a good start. But wait, there's more. More? Yeah, so today, in this video, let's cover 5 more things that you really need to know before becoming a correctional officer. Number 1. Correctional officers are essential personnel. Now, I know that over the last 18 months, the term essential has been tossed around, has been used to describe all types of people, positions. Listen, this job, this profession, these professionals were holding the line prior to the pandemic and will continue to do so long after the worries for the virus wane. I remember having a conversation with a guy I know that owns his own gutter cleaning company, and he was telling me how essential his services were. And that he and his guys were going to continue to work despite cries for people to stay home, despite the danger. And I remember listening to this guy who was pretending that his business was absolutely important, extremely necessary. And I was thinking, we'll see. Hey, guess what? Guess what happened? At the first sign of a sniffle, the first sign of a symptom, my buddy deemed it too dangerous to report to work and boarded up his business until the vaccine was available. Because he was essential and then not really essential. The point here is that when you take a job as a correctional officer, you need to understand that you are entering a world that come hell or high water, rain or shine, hurricane or Omicron, you will have to report to work without fail, and preferably on time if you could please. You will be entering a world that does not sleep, does not close, and does not care if you had plans on Saturday night. Because we're open weekends, holidays, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs. And because of that, you will miss everything. Okay, maybe not everything, but a lot of things. And that's because what correctional officers do is actually essential. There is no working from home, no adjusting your hours to limit exposure, no nothing. What we do is absolutely necessary and extremely important. Capiche? Number 2. Be prepared to be punched in the face. Inside, there is a high likelihood, a strong probability, that at some point in your career while working as a correctional officer, you will be assaulted, punched, kicked, bitten, scratched, grabbed, gassed. It happens. Every day, somewhere in some facility, a correctional officer gets in some sort of a scuffle, an altercation, a use of force situation. And we need to be able to react when and if we are attacked. And if you've never been smacked, punched, or had your nose broke, you may choke or freeze. Never you fear. Your facilities will show you what to do, how to stand, where to put your hands, but be aware. Be prepared going in that you will be fairly frequently exposed to violence. And at times, within your policy and procedure, you may have to respond in kind. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be assaulted on day 1, but it's a possibility. Anytime you enter the arena, it's a possibility. Number 3, and this one comes from my buddy Scott. There is going to be a lot of information, a lot of scary things thrown your way all at once. Policies, procedures, war stories, worst case scenarios. You're going to be taught strikes and knife defense, CPR and first aid. Some of you are going to be tased, and some of you are going to be sprayed. There will be new sights and sounds and smells and tattoos and attitudes all directed at you. It's a lot to take in, to digest. But Scott says, and I agree here, that you gotta give it a chance. Don't quit. I mean, maybe eventually you learn that this career is not for you, and that's okay, but give it some time. Your facility will teach you how to do the job. They will give you the tools to succeed, to survive, to thrive on the inside. Number 4, you're gonna have to work overtime. Now, I've mentioned this several times in several videos, but the problem isn't going away, and I feel like this is one of the reasons that we lose the new boots, so I'm gonna mention it again. So let me be clear. You're going to have to work overtime. A lot of overtime. And sometimes during training, rookies get comfortable. They're working the day shift with weekends off, and it's great. Then pow! You graduate, and now you're facing the same mandates that the rest of us face. And so it's all about the pacing. Corrections is a marathon, not a sprint. And one of the ways that you could recharge and get rest is to not work your weekends, is to not work the days that you don't have to work. Don't get me wrong, the money is nice. You can basically write your own paycheck. But at some point, you're going to want a break. A day off. At some point, you'll have somewhere that you need to be. My suggestion here is to talk to the people that work at your facility and ask them how they do it. How do they navigate the overtime? Everybody has their own little system to survive. So seek, and ye shall find. Number 5. You're going to mess up. It is what it is. The learning curve in corrections is pretty steep. Like I mentioned before, you're going to have a lot thrown at you all at once. And you're going to forget some things. It's okay. Look, if you have a question, ask. If you need some help, ask. Really, we're all learning all of the time. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this profession. There's always progression. There's always a lesson. So just don't be a tool, a mule, or sleep with you-know-who. I mean the inmates. And almost everything else will work out. Keep in mind, training taught you the basics, fed you the policies and the procedures and the proper way to do the job. Now you must figure out how to apply that knowledge, how to make the transition from the classroom to the day room. And that'll take me to number 6, my little bonus bit of information. You will never be alone. Well, I mean, you'll be alone when you're at your post or in your unit or you're escorting an inmate. Shit, you're going to be alone a lot. What I mean is that we, your fellow officers, got your back. And it's hard to explain that to a layman that's never been in law enforcement. But when you put on the uniform, you become part of the family. And we will not let you fail. We will do everything that we can do to make sure you leave in one piece. That you exit the same way that you came in. We will come running when you call for help without hesitation, no matter what challenge or obstacle that you're facing. Because what happens to one of us happens to all of us. And you can take that to the bank. All we ask from you in return is to reciprocate, is to do for us exactly what we will do for you. Listen, I don't know what led you to look into corrections, but I'm glad you did. And I hope my little channel helps you in some way. And if you're applying or in the process of being hired, let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Look, this field, this career is so rewarding, so fulfilling, and so crazy. You're just gonna have to see it to believe it. If you like this video, if you found value in this video, straight punch that little like icon. Comment and share this content with anyone and everyone that you think may be interested. Subscribe and click that little bell so you're notified every time I release another video. And if you're looking for more correctional content, head on over to my Facebook page. I'll post a link in the description below so you know where to go. And don't forget to check out my books, When Home Becomes a Housing Unit and The Nothing That Never Happened. Both available on Amazon. I am also contributing correctional content on another channel for Guardian RFID, and I'll post a link to that channel in the description below. Go over there and check that out and make sure you subscribe. All right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time, be smart, stay safe, stay sane, and we'll talk soon.